Breaking news exclusively from Blue Eye Media. Now here's Harry J. Sisson with the latest updates.
What you are looking at on your screen right now is video footage of one of Donald Trump's top goons leaving the White House earlier today with what appears to be her personal belongings after possibly being fired by Trump on the spot. There are rumors swirling in Washington, D.C. that it has already taken place or it's about to take place. And of course, I'm speaking about none other than Jeanine Pirro, who has found herself in some hot water with Donald Trump's White House. And of course, it's because of the reflecting pool. In a recent DOJ filing, Jeanine Pirro and her office admitted that the damage at the reflecting pool was not a result of vandalism. There was no box cutter. There was no 300-foot gash in the paint, as Donald Trump has claimed, as Doug Burgum and even Jeanine Pirro claimed, but rather it was a botched installation. The contractor just messed it up. That's from Donald Trump's own DOJ, and of course that embarrasses Trump. It completely contradicts everything he's saying, and he's not happy about that, and he actually made that known in the Oval Office today, attacking Pirro while also attacking an MS Now reporter, telling them to never talk again. Seriously.
Because the judge was extremely unfriendly to Jeanine, and frankly, I think she choked because the judge was really vicious. Instead of going after the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department. And I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell happened.
Are you reconsidering her role?
I don't know what you don't. You're fake news. Don't ever talk again. You're fake news. One of the worst in the business. Fortunately, nobody watches you. But something happened. There was
So not only was Trump's erratic behavior on display there by pointing out a reporter and saying, hey, you don't ever talk again, which, by the way, if Joe Biden never said, Republicans would freak out. I just had to put that in there. Nonetheless, he also reveals that he believes Jeanine Pirro choked. He also put out another post on social media the other day saying that he completely disagrees with her. She got it wrong. And so now it appears that Donald Trump is very upset with Jeanine Pirro. CNN even covered the video we just watched and the photo we're seeing of Pirro walking out of the White House with this white box and what I would say is her personal belongings. But CNN covered it, and question was, do we know why Jeanine Pirro was wheeling away from the White House, what she was wheeling away from the White House? And Caitlin Collins said, no, that was pretty strange.
Friday night.
I know you haven't seen the film Seven, so forgive me for quoting this, but Brad Pitt, to quote Brad Pitt at the end of the film, what's in the box? Do we know what Jeanine Pirro was wheeling away from the White House there? Do officials often wheel large file boxes out after meetings?
No, that was pretty unusual. I will say that our eagle-eyed team spotted when she was walking in that a staffer was coming in with her and was wheeling that box in. So it's not clear to us yet what exactly was in there or, what all that entails. But I mean, this moment in and of itself was kind of a moment where we talked to a lot of officials today at the White House who were also themselves openly speculating about her future and what this looks like because of how angry the president was with her. But today reporters attempted to ask him multiple times if he was second thinking or regretting putting her inside the DC U.S. Attorney's Office to lead it. He did not answer that question notably. And so we'll see. Obviously, a lot of times the president's view or determination about keeping someone on is decided by the coverage. And so I think that could also play a factor here.
Could be an
Caitlin Collins, that last comment is right, that his decision to fire or not fire somebody is dictated by Fox News coverage. And that's pretty embarrassing. I just had to throw that in there. But I don't know. I mean, look, if you are wheeling away a white box and a suitcase and whatever else is in there from the White House, kind of looks like you just got fired. Now, they did mention that she walked in with it. What does that mean? Nobody really knows what she's wheeling away. Nobody really knows. But Trump is very much considering firing her, and that's according to a number of different outlets who are reporting the same thing. Trump is considering replacing one of his top MAGA prosecutors, accusing her of choking under pressure when she refused to back his claims that vandals ruined the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. In an extraordinary tirade on Monday, the furious president also declared that his handpicked U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro folded like an umbrella after she moved to throw out a criminal case against former Olympian David Hearn, the man the administration accused of destroying the pool. Prosecutors now say the damage to the iconic landmark wasn't caused by vandals at all, but rather by a botched job by Trump's own contractor who rushed to finish before the president's America 250 celebrations. But in the Oval Office meltdown lasting several minutes, the president turned on her her while doubling down on his wild claim that radical vandals destroyed the reflecting pool with a box cutter or knife. Not only did he make all of those remarks in the Oval Office today, but CNN is reporting that multiple different sources that Trump is considering removing her over the reflecting pool, which really wouldn't be surprising. I said on MS Now the other day when I was on air that I think Jeanine Pirro is going to find out how bad the economy is, the economy that Trump ruined, because she's about to be fired. It seems like she is on the way out. And just as a reminder, this is the reflecting pool. This is the botched job. This is the $14 million gone and disappeared for Trump's disastrous reflecting pool. And this is what it looked like during the heat of everything. Algae and peeling paint. That's what the American people got. And yet, you'd think, given all of the disasters, all of the controversies surrounding Donald Trump's pet projects, the legal filings, the embarrassment that he's suffered already, you'd think that Donald Trump might back off. But no, it's actually getting worse. And let me break this down for you really quickly. Donald Trump's own officials just listed about 40 different landmarks in and around the nation's capital that his tacky, triumphal arch would adversely affect. Because not only is he doing the reflecting pool, the ballroom, and stuff around DC, he wants to build this crappy arch as well, which is going to cost taxpayer millions. The gilded monument, nicknamed the Arc de Triomphe. I don't know, maybe, I know it's based off of the Arc de Triomphe in France. Maybe he's going to put a French spin on it, but we'll go Arc de Trump. After France's Arc de Triomphe is destined for a memorial circle, the roundabout leading to Arlington National Cemetery, it's set to rise 250 feet, dwarfing the 99-foot Lincoln Memorial across the Potomac River. The updated roster of sites it will negatively impact, reported by the New York Times on Monday, comes from a review by the National Park Service under Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act. Roger Kirchin, Virginia State Historic Preservation Officer, wrote to the agency in June that the damage promised by the arch is the whole point of the project. It's, quote, intended to dominate the surrounding landscape. Officials who reviewed the plans found the structure would obscure what mourners see from the eternal flame marking JFK's grave. It would also sever the planned axis linking Arlington House, Confederate General Robert E. Lee's former home, with the Lincoln Memorial, a corridor laid out to mark national healing after the Civil War. The arch would also push into the frame at the Jefferson Memorial steps on Georgetown's waterfront and from the top floors of the U.S. Capitol. So it would affect a variety of different landmarks, and Donald Trump is really getting hammered on this stuff. His polling is disaster, and Americans are showing that they don't think he's focused on economic issues. He's not focused on lowering costs.
Just take a look when it comes to, lowering prices. Trump's focused too little on lowering prices. We're talking about 78%. 78% of Americans overall don't think he's focused enough. No wonder his numbers are so low. Even among Republicans, it's 58%. It was just 48% where we were at the beginning of Trump's presidency. So among Republicans, we've crossed the 50% threshold. Overall, it was already 2 and 3. Now it's about 4 and 5. Just take a look when it comes.
Sheesh, those are brutal numbers for Donald Trump. And how could you blame the American people for feeling this way? We're just reading right now about his stupid arch that he wants to build, the Triumphal Arch in Washington, D.C./Virginia. That's his focus. That's his main priority. And of course, he was speaking at length about the reflecting pool today in the Oval Office. That's his priority. And he has to make himself feel better. It's his coping mechanism. What's his coping mechanism? Posting on social media. So he uploaded this last night at 8:07 p.m. So, in the evening, early evening, an AI photo of him with George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and himself. He does this often. He compares himself to founding fathers or really significant presidents throughout American history. And I guess he does it to make himself feel better and make himself feel like he's part of the club. He's part of the really important presidents club of George Washington, of Lincoln, of FDR, those kind of guys. He is not part of that club. Matter of fact, he's part of a really bad one, which is some of the worst presidents in American history. That's his club that he's part of. He's wrapped in with those. He's not wrapped in with Lincoln and George Washington, but he believes he is. He also posts, weird clips of his buddies like Dana White saying, oh, Donald Trump is the ultimate American badass. Wow. Really? The bar must be really low. I've never known a human being like him in my entire life. And they're saying that as a good thing. I've never seen anybody like Donald Trump in my entire life, and that is a bad thing, because he is uniquely stupid. But look, it seems like there's some trouble in MAGA land. It seems like Jeanine Pirro might be on her way out if the rumors are true, if the reporting is true, and if this is a sign of anything, of her rolling her suitcase and perhaps personal belongings or this white box out of the White House after meeting with Trump. If that's any indication of anything, she's not going to be in a job much longer. So look, I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk soon.
Follow Blue Eye Media for exclusive insights and breaking news sources from global-friendly outlets that you'll never get from the mainstream cable TV and antenna radio or satellite outlets. Learn how to play the flute of the world and learn the real facts.